Let's take a look at the starting lineup. On the front row will be Jason Leffler, who was fast qualifier, and Dave Steele. Row number 2, Russ Gamester, flanked by Ryan Newman in 14. Then Mike Bliss and Brian Tyler in row number 3. The fourth row, John Heidenreich and Dave Blaney. In row number 5, it's Jack Hewitt and Jimmy Sills. Robbie Flock and Dan Dryden make up row number 6. The seventh row, Brian Gerster and Billy Peterbaugh Jr. And in row number 8, Pat Abold in car 69 and Eric Gordon in 48.
Row number 9 is going to be a couple guys we just talked to, Donnie Beechler and Dave Darland, guys that are mostly dirt car guys, but ready for this race. Then Chet Phillip and Gary Heber will be in row number 10. Row number 11, Tony Stewart and Tracy Hines out of the semi. Everybody else had to transfer through the semi. Row number 12, Bentley Warren and Mike Brooks from Knoxville, Iowa. Row number 13, Doug Dodaro and Derek Davidson. He won his first race in USAC just recently. Brad Armstrong and Johnny Parsons start in row number 14. And in the last row, Bill Bowie and Lou Saccone Jr.
Let's see what happens as the DuPont 100 begins Kroger Speed Fest 1998. The race is on.
Jason Leffler did a great job bringing him down. He got a little bit of a jump on everybody. You can see him 3 abreast through turn number 1. You don't see that very often here at Raceway Park, but they all made it through.
This is a much different race than we're used to seeing on Thunder when the race consists of 30 laps. This is a race in which you have to pace yourself.
You have to pace yourself. You have to make sure the tires are going to last. You don't overheat them. You don't blister them. The tires they're required to run are very hard tires, but even with the heat, as hot as they are, you can still get them too hot and ruin them if you're not real careful.
On board with Tony Stewart as he tries to work his way through. Oh, look out.
He is squeaking on the outside. Wow.
Man, they are 3 abreast through there, and he almost touched wheels with that car there beside him, which I believe...
That's Chet Phillip in the 777 car that he's really close to. Right in front of him is the 30 car, and that's Hines, who got a good jump on the start and got in front of him.
Yeah, he, of course, finished behind Tony Stewart in the qualifiers race, but right now he is ahead of Tony as Tony continues to try to move through the slower traffic. That's Donnie Beechler. That's a 67 car.
And that's Eric Gordon, the other car that's right up there in front of him. He just went around Eric Gordon. Now he's working on Donnie Beechler, and he's moving up slowly but surely. He's got a long way to go, though.
Will history repeat itself? Tony had...
look at this. What a chance he took right there.
Tony had to run the non-qualifiers race at Phoenix earlier this year. He won it and then came up through the field and won the main event. And the same scenario has played out so far here tonight. Look at him pass the 66 car of Gary Heber, and he's already by Beechler. And he's moved up to 15th, Larry.
Well, he's done a great job. He's moved up a lot of spots very, very early in this race. Now he's right behind Eric Gordon. I thought he got by Eric Gordon a while ago, but I guess not. No, that's Brian Gerster, excuse me. So he did get by Eric Gordon. Now he's working on Brian Gerster.
And Jason Leffler has a pretty sizable lead right now. He's kind of been stalled here in this position now for the last few laps, so he isn't moving up quite as fast as we thought he might be able to.
Mike Bliss has fallen back a little bit, too, so his teammate is having a little bit of problem, but so far Tony Stewart's really trying. He's been following Robbie Flock now for about 15 laps and just hasn't been able to find a way around it.
Tony Stewart, prior to his 3-race Silver Crown win streak, had never won a Silver Crown main event. We go back up front and check on how Jason Leffler is doing as he continues to hold on to the lead. How far is it over Dave Steele? Well, he's stretched it out just a little bit as...
Yeah, you can see the top 3. Then there's 4th. That's Ryan Newman. He's moved up. Right there is Bliss. He has fallen way back. He was on the inside just going in there. So he's really fallen back more than anybody else.
We'll just lock the camera here for you to see who is moving through the frame.
And here comes your leader again. You can see that he's moving up on some of the guys who have really been running pretty fast all night long. I think the next car to be lapped is going to be Chet
Phillip. That's exactly right. So Phillip, who is very often competitive in the Silver Crown division, is not having a good night here tonight. We jump on board with Tony Stewart once again. That's Jack Hewitt up in front of him.
Yeah, and he has managed to get around Robbie Flock, so he has moved up one more spot. He's in 9th place, and there's Bliss. Whoa. We told you he had been falling back. He had lost 6 or 7 spots in the last few laps, and now then it looks like like he's going to head for the pit area, and his problems, whatever they are going to cost him a chance at victory.
Wow, it's too bad.
Looks like the right front tire might be blistered. It looks like I saw some marks on that right front tire, and that's not good. His brakes are glowing red, too.
Bliss has won 3 of 7 Silver Crown events here at IRP and has dominated sprint car events here as well, sweeping all 4 back in 1994 when he was a regular in the USAC division.
Yes, and they are changing the right front tire on Mike Bliss's car, so it was a blistered right front tire. So it shows you that the balance on the race car is very, very important.
We are at the halfway point. 50 laps in, 50 laps to go.
And now you can see that Hewitt and Tony Stewart are closing in on Brian Tyler. That's Tyler right in front of them, so they have gained a lot. Now then Stewart goes down to the inside, so he's really making a challenge at Jack Hewitt. Jack Hewitt says, baby, not that easy.
Hewitt holds him off for the moment, so Hewitt is trying to keep Tony Stewart in back of him. Jack's best efforts in 98 Silver Crown competition, a 3rd at Phoenix and a 4th at Orlando. And Stewart may have heated up the tires a little bit in his effort to get around Jack.
Well, he might have. Gary Heber up there is a lap car. Remember, he made a pit stop, and when he did,
Jason, let's go. Now we're going.
And Leffler did a very smart thing there for a young kid. He didn't let Steele dictate. He waited until he wanted to go, and then he took off. And when he did, he had Steele kind of off guard, and he got a 2 or 3 car lengths jump, and that's all you can ask for.
1st, 2nd, and 3rd still staying right together on the racetrack, but Leffler is able to hold off all challenges to this point. Here's the lap number 89 completed. How's Tony Stewart doing back there? Well, he's still in 5th position as Ryan Newman is up ahead, although there is a lap car between Newman and Stewart.
Yes, but there were 4 lap cars between him, so he has gotten around 3 of those lap cars. There's only 1 car. That's Pat Abel still in front of him. Abel is holding him up a little bit, though. There he goes right on by him there as Abel slid out just a little bit.
We have 10 laps to go. Stewart has got his work cut out for him. He's now up to 5th. He's still in 5th position, but now he has no lap cars between himself. And we have a battle for 2nd position. Steele and Russ Gamester are going at it, and this is going to benefit Jason Leffler as he now pulls out to a fairly healthy advantage.
Gamester had a good run off corner number 2, got up beside him, but like he said, he just didn't have enough coming off of the corner, and he lost everything that he gained coming off of turn number 4.
When they come around this time, there will be 8 more laps to go. There's Tony Stewart to the right of your screen, and there's the separation between 1st and 5th. And now with 8 laps to go, Tony Stewart still has a monumental task ahead of him.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like he changed his car enough to really gain on these guys. He's running back there in the same lap with them, trying to gain something as well, but so far, not able to do much.
And in 6th, 7th, and 8th position, Abel, a little wiggly going through the corner.
And Hewitt touched wheels with Flock and almost spun out down there. You don't want to spin out this close to the end.
All right, let's go back up front. As Jason Leffler is in turn number 4, about to complete 97 laps. A good, healthy lead for Jason at this point. The real battle is for 2nd position as Gamester tries valiantly just about every lap to get around Dave Steele, but the young man from Florida is holding off the challenge.
Yes, he gets in a little bit hotter than Steele. He's able to pull up beside him right in the middle of the corner, but coming off of the corner, there's no momentum. When you come down off of the bank, it gives you a lot of straightaway speed, and when you come off the bottom of the race car, you scrub speed off, so it slows your straightaway speed, and that's the problem that Gamesters run into. Since they changed this track, going around the outside is much, much harder.
The top 10 drivers in points are all in the top 12 at this point, except J.J. Yaley, and he didn't start the race. The white flag is out. 1 more lap to go for Jason Leffler. We continue to watch this battle for 2nd position. Leffler appears to be on his way to his first USAC Silver Crown victory. It'll come in 1/2 lap. Dave Steele still maintaining the 2nd position. Gamester, it looks like, cannot make a run on him. Here's Jason Leffler taking the checkered flag, and he wins it at Indianapolis Raceway Park. And the last person to lead all 100 laps here at IRP was Kenny Irwin, who was on the show with us earlier this evening. That happened in August of 1996. So they finish in exactly the same order that they were when we went back to green from the red flag.